Welcome to season 2 episode. We are at episode 48 of the Bulls REKAP Podcast. I'm Joe Cowley of the Chicago Sun-Times. You can obviously read my stuff in the Sun-Times. Preferably you pick up a newspaper. That'd be good. But if not, I'm online. You can follow me on Twitter at @JCowleyHoops. Again, comes with a warning. Not always a fun follow in the fall if you're a Bears fan and your team underachieves. We shall see. And then obviously, look, there's so many good stuff going on with the Recap channel right now. White Sox, Cubs, Bears are upcoming. Obviously, the Bulls. I mean, it's all covered. Hop on the Recap. I mean, it's blowing up, and I was trying to think the last time there's been this amount of excitement across all tiers of sports, even the Blackhawks. With all of them. I mean, I don't remember. So jump in there. Great stuff, great content. Crime Dog, obviously Cap, all the guys doing work. So look, we have a 4-week countdown till, I mean, the boys are all starting to come into town. There's scrimmages at the Advocate Center starting probably right after Labor Day weekend. That's when things really pick up. But we are about 4 weeks away from this thing being live. By my count, that means media day would probably be about the 28th, Monday. That's usually when they do it, the last week of September. So that's a good prediction. And then, preseason schedule's out, main schedule's out. By mid-October, the boys are going to be going, they got two home games and then off to Denver and Milwaukee. And this thing's about to happen. So it's funny. They released a picture of Luka. I was like, what? Who's the Ozempic Luka? I mean, so dudes are getting in shape. Dudes are working on their game. And like I said, we have about a month countdown till all the boys are in town. The Advocate Center is full buzz, and this thing goes live. Like I said, the scrimmage will start soon. But so this is my we're going to take a wide kind of 50,000-foot look, NBA. These are my summer predictions. They are all subject to change. The greatest right I have is the right to change my mind. As I get new information, things change. So that's just life. You don't like it, don't gotcha me in a month or 2 months when you said, you said this. Don't care. So save your gotchas. So these are the main categories for the NBA, and then we'll do kind of a Bulls feel to it. So first of all, most improved. I mean, I feel good about this list. Khalil Ware, Spoelstra did not like him. The reporters used to tell us they didn't like him. I mean, that was not for some reason. Either Spoelstra got that pick, and once the kid got in the building, just didn't like him. Well, now he's got a new lease on life in Milwaukee. You look at his per minutes, what he did output-wise for a coach that really didn't like him, and I don't think used him the right way all the time, which you usually don't say about Spoelstra. And he was not heat culture, put it that way. There's a laid-back feel to his game. His DNA is a little different. Heat culture and Ware were not a good mix. But Milwaukee, I think he's going to thrive because he's going to have to. So I think he's going to kind of jump. I got him as number 5 most improved. Number 4, the kid right in your own backyard. I think Modest, from what I've seen and talking to people and what I've heard, his chase for greatness is just not bullshit words. He is trying to chase this thing, and he is not taking Caleb Wilson as a threat. He is taking him as a partner in crime. And I love that mentality. So I've got him at number 4. Number 3, Scoot Henderson. He had a couple massive playoff games, and then he had some dog games in their short little playoff run. The end of the season, I thought he played well. He has not lived up to the hype and the potential. I think that's the break. I think this is kind of his breakout. Number 2, Cason Wallace. They got a couple guys out of his way. He's got to stay healthy, but I love everything about him. I think he can shoot it. He can do a lot of good things. Number 1, he served notice in the playoffs, so this is not a huge jump, but I think Stephon Castle has a chance to solidify himself as the number 1 two-way player in the game. I just do. for a wing/guard. I mean, obviously the Wemby factor, we can't ignore that, what he could do on both ends of the floor. But I think Castle is kind of that Jimmy Butler, Kawhi mold of just shutting you down and breaking your heart on both ends of the floor. So I've got him as most improved. That's not a big reach. I think he kind of showed that in the postseason, but I think he takes even another step where people are like, holy moly, the Spurs team is not going anywhere. So let's go to sixth man. AJ Mitchell, Oklahoma City. This is a sneaky one at number 4. I think Ayo is going to be huge for Minnesota coming off the bench. First of all, I don't trust the injury history of LaMelo. He just doesn't play full seasons. And I just think Ayo is just kind of, again, served notice in the postseason of what he's about. And I think he could become that electric sixth man where it's just like, all right, Timberwolves did shrink by getting rid of Nazi Reed and Julius Randle, but the guard play, thanks to Ayo, is keeping them afloat and keeping them relevant in the West. So I got Ayo at 4. Number 3, Reed Shepherd. I know people think I'm crazy. Doesn't play defense, blah, 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 blah. I love Reed Shepherd's game. I think he has a chance to really step up. I've got him as 6 man. Number 2 doesn't come as a big surprise. Neither is number 1. Dylan Harper. I mean, will he even be a 6 man? I mean, they can't do anything with Fox, but is he so good that they start him over Fox? I have to see it to believe it, but okay. Number 1, the Carew Show. He is the poster boy for 6 man, especially for that team. To me, he's been, since he's gone to OKC, he is the most dominant non-scoring player in the NBA. Just the most dominant non-scoring, make winning play after winning play, plus minus demon, just does everything right. You watch the film or you watch game tape of him. I mean, you could shut it off after 2 minutes because the things he just, his anticipation on defense, just the things he does, he's just ridiculous. I don't think we appreciated him enough watching him on a nightly basis. And I thought he got there was a lot of appreciation for him as a Bull, and I still don't think it was enough. So 6 man, Caruso, lock it up, put him in there. Defensive Player of the Year, Gobert's going to be in there. I got him at 5. Amen Thompson continues to climb, got him at 4. I know people are going to attack poor Chet Holmgren. I know how this kid is wired. He was not happy with the criticism he received in the Western Conference Finals. I think he takes a step up. Number 3, Giannis. I mean, he and Bam could both be in the top 5. I mean, good luck with that, trying to score on that front court. But I still got Giannis too. He's more dynamic than Bam. Number 1 is the French Freak. You can't avoid it. You can try to. Wemby is to me, in the last 20 years, the last 15 years, the guy that has changed the game the most from a geometry standpoint is obviously just when you look at shooting and how you have to change things and the Splash Brothers and what Golden State has done, the geometry of the game changed because of those 2 cats. But as far as the geometry right now of what's going on, Wemby is redefining how offenses have to attack, how teams have to game plan. And if he can continue to stretch the floor at that size, and they added size in the draft, it goes down as Steph and Wemby as far as geometry game changers, maybe the last 2 decades or close to the 2 decades. So, Defensive Player of the Year. Let's see. So we're going to save Rookie of the Year to the end here because there is a Bulls flavor to it. So MVP. Let's go MVP. Number 5, guy that doesn't get enough credit, the heartbeat, the reason that the Knicks are holding a championship, Jalen Brunson. Keep an eye on this. His foot's still a little achy, or his ankle, whatever it is. He's still going through it, but they still feel like with a month away from camp, 2 months away from the start of the season, he will be ready. Keep an eye on that. So I got him at number 5. Number 4, Skinny Luka. Skinny Luka. Has a chance to regain the scoring dominance. He'll have the assists with LeBron not there, kind of vulturing some of his assists because LeBron likes the ball in his hands. Can he start to play a little bit of defense? Can Skinny Luka be a better team defensive player? No, he's never going to be an individual defensive player. Can he be a better team defensive player? I got him at number 4. Number 3, SGA. I think there's a tie. I don't want to say voters are tired or Shea tired, but I mean, they will be one of the best teams in the West, and he is the best player on that team. And what he does, it's not sexy, but it's damn efficient. It's so damn efficient. So Shea, number 3, 2, Joker. When you're talking MVP, Jokic cannot be overlooked. He was in FIBA. He and Wemby had a nice little showdown in FIBA. So, and number 1, I already guessed it, Wemby. Defensive player of the year and MVP in the same year. Little MJ feel to it, doesn't it? So, and now let's get to Rookie of the Year. I did a Rookie of the Year thing about a month ago after Summer League. I've had a chance to think things through a little bit more. I mean, nothing has happened that has been significant to change it. But number 5, AJ DeBonsa, I'm bumping him down. I just think with Trae Young and AD, he is going to be in that Knippel kind of third role, but he's not going to break an NBA record of most 3-pointers by a rookie or lead the league in 3-pointers like Knippel did. I mean, Knippel jumped into that battle with Cooper Flagg for Rookie of the Year because he did something historic for a rookie. DeBonsa will not do that. He's not that shooter. I think he's going to be very good. I just think with the ball in Trae Young's hands, and it's not like it stops in his hands because Trae Young is a great playmaker, and DeBonsa on the break with Trae Young will be fantastic. But then with AD as their main option down low, how does DeBonsa kind of fit into that thing? So until I see something different to change my mind, he's 5th for Rookie of the Year voting. 4, I think Braden Burries has a chance to, not just because what he did in Summer League, but this Milwaukee team doesn't have a point guard that I'd say, okay, this dude is dynamic. He can be that guy. Tyler Hero next to him, a bunch of new pieces from the Miami trade with Giannis. And they know they're going to be a bad team. They're not worried about it. You let him go out there and just do what he does. So I have him number 4. Number 3, I have a right to change this because no one still knows what Utah is going to do. Is Utah going to let Darren Peterson be the guy he was in high school when the ball was in his hands and he was beating the hell out of the Boozer brothers and DeBonsa as a high school senior? Or is he going to play off guard? No idea until we see what the Utah thing looks like. So that one's subject to change. Number 2, I think he's, again, I said Modest is going to right here in the backyard. We got another guy right in the backyard, Caleb Wilson. I think he is going to be really, really good. I'm not ready to crown him yet and say he's the best player out of this rookie class. He's going to be really good. And the thing is, when you're in these awards, highlights matter. This dude's a freaking highlight. He is a ESPN top dude. I don't even know if I don't watch ESPN anymore because it's trash, but I think they do top 10 still. I'm guessing they do. That was kind of a big part of the program. I don't know. Maybe they don't. I don't know. So, yeah, he is definitely going to be right in the running just because he's just going to be a highlight. He's just going to be a nightly highlight. So, number 1, it's going to be opportunity and skill set mixed. And people I've talked to the last couple of weeks that I really trust, top NBA minds, they think Boozer is just going to be ridiculous. Just a fundamental, relentless force that just makes winning play after winning play. Is he going to be the highlight? No, but he is just a winner. He's been a winner his entire life. I don't think he knows anything different. And the opportunity is they just don't have a lot around him. I love Cedric Coward, but I mean, they don't have a ton around him. With the purge that they did with Ja and JJ getting sent out to Utah. So they just don't have a lot around him. He is a one-man kind of show that could put up those numbers and win Rookie of the Year. So that's my big NBA prediction awards. Let's go to the Bull Awards now. These are the Bull Awards. Defensive Player of the Year. Some candidates. Number 3, from what I've been told, Nick Claxton's back is okay. It's not great. It's not lingering. It's okay. I'm going to take that for what I've been told and hope there's no setbacks once they start scrimmaging hard and playing and practicing and stuff. So I'm going to say he is, without question, number 3. I think it's not just he is a rim protection presence. He's not the greatest rebounder, but he's a rim protection presence. But what people are going to see, the defensive thing that people really like about him is switchability. There aren't a lot of players in positions he can't switch onto. He's a really good athlete. So keep your eye on that. When you have him, Modest, I think, could switch kind of 5 through 2s. I don't know if he could switch onto a point guard, but why not? And Caleb Wilson, I think, who almost plays like a 3 now. I had him as a 4 when they first drafted him, and Modest kind of sliding over to 3. Caleb Wilson showed me more 3 skills than Modest. He could switch on any position. So I've got Nick Claxton, number 3. Number 2, Caleb Wilson. I think we're going to see rim protection from him. And again, the switchability is going to be really good. Number 1, I think it's going to be Modest. I mean, what he did last year, we're kind of forgetting he joined like Dirk Nowitzki elite territory as far as 3-pointers made and block shots. There aren't a lot of guys that put up those numbers. And we're just kind of like complaining that Billy didn't let him shoot mid-range. Just Billy raised Modest the right way. Everyone relax before we start attacking Billy while he's in San Antonio, hoping to get a ring. So Modest is going to be the Defensive Player of the Year. I love his backside help with rim protection. I just think there's a lot of things he does really well. That he will continue to do better. And I think Tiago will, and I'm not saying Modest shies away from physicality. I think he does embrace physicality. Tiago will even enhance that. Most improved. We get a little crossover here. Let's go number 1 first, because it's Modest. I just ranted and raved about him, how Tiago's going to help him with physicality. He's going to add that to the game. He continues to add muscle. He continues to be a guy who's in the workout room. He's growing into a man body. So I think he's going to be most improved. Caleb Wilson's going to be most improved because we are going to see him from day 1, and then at the end of the year, we will see that product, and I think it will – I don't think it's going to be this. I don't think it's going to be a plateau. He's going to come out and be 20-10 at the end of the year. He's 20-10 still. I don't think that. I think you're going to see some rookie growing pains, but by the end of the year, you're going to see a stability where you're like, okay, we got a 1-2 punch here in the front court. Okay, it's not going to translate to wins, but number 3. Here's why I'm going with this. I love interviewing Danger Rob Dillingham. But here's what I really like. Norman Powell his house is in Vegas. He lives in Vegas. When he was out there for Summer League, he made it very clear that he had an open invite to all the young guys. Most of the team was out in Vegas for Summer League. Norman Powell, I'm not saying he does the DeMar DeRozan boot camp workouts, but he is a veteran who works out hard. He had an open invite with him and his trainer to do their morning grind or their workout grind. First guy that showed up was Rob Dillingham. That tells me something. There's a lot of way to critique his game last year, specifically starting off with Minnesota. Minnesota gave up on him early, so they must have seen something in the building that they didn't love. I believe in Rob. Now, will he have the opportunity to show that with Trey Jones and Josh Giddey as your 1 and 2 point guards, and Rob is not really an off guard. He is a point guard and playmaker. Here's where I think he'll flourish. If they stagger him and he somehow gets to work with the first teamers, I think he's so good. He might be their best lob passer. And you actually have with Claxton, Wilson and Modest, you have lob guys and rim runners. So I think that's where he can excel. Will that opportunity present itself? I don't know. There's an injury, who knows? But I'm going with Rob Dillingham is most improved, number 3. Again, they're all young guys. Of course, that's what the most improved is about. Is Josh Giddey going to be most improved? I mean, if Josh Giddey takes a step up, you'll say, yeah, that's okay. Josh is doing some stuff here. But Josh, for the most part, he's not a finished product, but he kind of is what he is. Trey Jones, can he be most improved? No, it's a young person's category. If you don't like that, get your own damn categories. MVP for the Bulls. And then we have one last category. MVP for the Bulls. Number 5 is going to be Norman Powell. Here's why it's Norman Powell. It's not just going to be his play on the court, but for some reason, if there is an offer for his in the trade market for him, that's where he could become most valuable for the Bulls, because he could become a huge trading piece. Okay. It's a 2-year contract. We've talked about this. The second year of the contract is a team option. So he's an expiring contract and not crazy, not a crazy money. And he's a perfect finishing piece for a championship team that loses a key guy, a scorer, kind of a two-way guy, kind of a veteran. He fits so many things. So he's number 5 for a couple of reasons. Number 4, Josh Giddey. I think Giddey could take an uptick on this team. I know everybody wants to trade Josh Giddey, but it's like every year Bulls fans, like the last 3 or 4 years, they have to find someone to hate. And they're run out of hate for P. Will. He's already used all that up. For some reason, Josh Giddey's gotten a lot of bullets fired in his direction. I don't get it. I mean, is Josh Giddey a starting point guard on a championship team? No. But Josh Giddey's pretty damn good. And he's just not, and not just for fantasy, not just for NBA fantasy leagues. He's a pretty good player. You could have argued last year that he could have been in the All-Star game because there's an international team and they needed international guys. He could have been in that argument to be on the international team as one of their guys. So that's pretty good. There's not a lot of those in the league. Number 3, Trey Jones. I think he could be the MVP, again, for a couple of reasons. He's a trade piece. That's valuable. He is the kind of the finishing piece for a deep run playoff team as that main guy that comes off the bench, kind of what Io was for Minnesota, but even more cerebral and can do some different things. So number 3, not just because of his play and his importance for the Bulls, is kind of that 6th man, that kind of glue guy that comes off the bench and runs that second unit and staggers with the first unit, but how the league views him. The league loves Trey Jones. San Antonio. What if Fox gets hurt? His contract is cheap. Billy loves him. They don't need draft capital. They've got every great young player is down in San Antonio, for God's sake. So number 2 in the MVP race, Caleb Wilson. Not a shock there. And it's not going to be maybe because of his play. It's going to be of what he represents. He represents hope. He represents the future. He represents a big column of cement in this foundation that people say, okay, that's good. Number 1, Modest. I know this is Modest heavy, but this is it. This is the big jump year. Year 3 is when you take the big jump. And again, you look at his jump from rookie year, barely starting, kind of in and out of Billy's doghouse. Billy was, again, raising him the right way. That G League Ignite, I've talked about this on the podcast. That G League Ignite was 13th grade with ashtrays and beer bongs. That's all it was. It was a shit league on a shitty team where a lot of bad habits were taught to guys that were on it. Just look at the guys that came out of G League Ignite. Winning was not taught. The guys were not held with their feet to the fire as far as, hey, there's accountability for your bad play. It was just roll the ball out, get your vape out if you're the coach, and sit back and watch these dudes run up and down the floor. So the little puppy had to be broken, and I think Billy did a good job of doing that. And Modest loved it. So MVP year for Modest. I think he does need to hear a different voice, Tiago's, and I think he'll excel with it. And this category, the Doghouse Award. who are the players that are going to be in the doghouse, whether it's Bulls fans, the organization. The number one guy might be both. Could be both for the number one guy. Number 3, Dalen Swain. And again, I'm basing this off a young kid who was forced to play a position he was not used to in summer league, the point guard spot on the ball. It was bad. And he knew it. And you felt horrible for the kid, but it was bad. Especially when you see some players picked right after him, whether it's LeBaron Filan, who was in the Bulls radar, really come in and just be dogs and have a really good summer league. So I think he kind of starts off a little bit in the doghouse. A bone's been thrown in there and he chased it in there. Does he come out looking for a meal? We'll see. Number 2, this guy's got a residency in the doghouse. He's got a lounge chair kicked back, TV's on, and he's got a big old stack of money. He's just counting. P. Will's put work in this summer. People, they don't want to hear it. I get it. P. Will, this is it, my guy. Please, P. Will. I like him. He's great to talk to. You know what's funny? I always do these like goofy interrogation rooms. I've had guys on and players on, whether it's the podcast or I do interrogation room for the Sun Times. The last couple of years, I asked guys if this was my favorite question to ask at the end is, team plane goes down, crashes on a deserted island, Bulls players, personnel, blah, blah, blah. Who's the first eaten? Who's the last survivor? There's been a couple of people that said P. Will's the last survivor, which I would not get. And they're like, he's got that kind of country boy crazy. It's just got to translate to the court now. That's great if you're country boy crazy and like to fish and hunt and get in a deer stand for 10 hours and, whatever you do in a deer stand for 10 hours. I want you in a deer stand on the court doing stuff, not just standing there watching, hunting. I want you hunting. Come on, P. Will, start hunting. He's number 2. Number 1, Noah Esengay, however the hell you want to say it. French kid. I know year 1 was a redshirt year for you. Not a lot of excitement in the building for you going into year 2, my guy. You may have been AK's last middle finger to this organization. Talk to some people. We may have to write something for the Sun Times. Not good. Not good, not good, not good. All right. Let's go to Cowley Island. Those are the awards. Like handing them out. Check back with me in a couple months. We'll see if they hold true. But we'll go to the rant, Cowley Island. The LeBron move is like a month old. Whatever it is. And people are trying to now nitpick. Ring chaser, blah, blah, blah. Is Philadelphia really that good? Blah, blah, blah. I've talked to a couple people, and again, pretend the entire NBA stays healthy. The entire NBA stays healthy. Fantasy talk, I get it. The entire NBA stays healthy. That includes the 76ers. I've talked to people that know Jaylen Brown, know Maxey really well, obviously know what LeBron's about. This team stays healthy because the bench they built out with Wade and Simons and who else? LeBaron Filan, KCP. So this is a championship team. This is not another LeBron showcase. And I know it's fun to hate LeBron in Chicago. I get it. Couple things I want to say to that. I grew up in Cleveland. What LeBron has done to the city of Chicago is exactly what Michael Jordan did to the city of Cleveland. If you recall, Elo, Mark Price. Mark Price was a phenomenal player. Go and Google it and watch the highlights. He's one of the few guys, if you threw him from the 90s and you threw him now, he'd be even better because of just the way he could shoot, split double teams. Phenomenal player. Brad Daugherty, Hot Rod Williams, Harper was on the early iteration of that team before they traded for Danny Ferry. But MJ broke hearts in Cleveland, and that was supposed to be a Cleveland dynasty, except there was one guy in the way. His name was Michael Jordan. Excuse me. For the same way, So Cleveland people hated MJ. I did not. I loved him. I thought he was phenomenal. But the same way he destroyed that Cleveland dynasty is the same way that LeBron destroyed your little Derrick Rose dynasty, which had no legs like the Cleveland one did, because there were no major injuries like the Derrick Rose thing. So I know it's fun to hate LeBron, but just looking at his career, how perfect it's been from being put on the cover as a high school kid of Sports Illustrated, and you could count one misstep. You could count the decision as a misstep. And that's it. And the hate, at some point, we got to appreciate the greatness. The best all-around player in our lifetime, LeBron James. Not the greatest at the last shot. I'd take MJ. I've said that before. Not Kobe. Don't throw Kobe crap at me. Google Kobe's clutch shooting and compare it to LeBron James, and then tell me about the Mamba. The Mamba is a bullshit, fictitious thing that was made up in L.A. because for some reason stuff out of L.A. carries more weight, and then became even more folklore when he died in a tragic helicopter crash. But don't tell me that Kobe was this great teammate. He wasn't even close to the teammate LeBron. Don't tell me about Mamba mentality. Mamba mentality means I'm going to take the last shot. I ain't making it because, where was he without an elite big next to him? You could say that about a lot of people, but Kobe was not going to take that LeBron first iteration of that team where they with Boobie Gibson and whoever the hell else was on that team. Maybe Big Z was on that team. I don't remember. But was he going to take them to the finals? I don't think MJ was either. These aren't team guys. They were get on my back or I will belittle you guys. So imagine if LeBron, who's had this perfect career, would have quit because the pressure got so hot and there was so much going on in his personal life that he quit and went and played a different sport for a couple of years or a year or two. Imagine the backlash he would get. The LeBron hate, don't let it cloud what this Philadelphia team is. I get it, Chicago. You hate him because he ruined your little dynasty that never was going to be. A healthy Derrick Rose was never going to beat LeBron, period. Get it through your heads. It was big bank, take little bank. Fourth quarter, that monster would lock your point guard down like he did in the Eastern Conference Finals. So, excuse me, Chicago has to get over that. And for some reason, other places that hate LeBron, get over it. Sit back and enjoy, whether it's a year or 2 years of just greatness that we may not see as far as a physical presence for a long time, because he's phenomenal. And I'm cheering for Philly to win it all. I think it'd be a great storybook ending. Let him ride off in the sunset on that. So that's the Cowley Island. It's just a LeBron rant. I'm in for Philadelphia. I hope they stay healthy because I think they get out of the East. Can they beat the West or it comes out of the West? I don't know. But if they stay healthy, Embiid specifically stays healthy, God, they're going to be a fun team to watch. And it's not going to be because LeBron center stage. Jaylen Brown, I think, he's got something up here. He's built different up here that Boston's going to find out how much they miss, where he's just like, I'm middle fingering everybody. So I'm excited to see that. All right, let's get to the list. I've talked about the 27 draft class a couple times. The showcases are over. FIBA U18 is in the books. So who kind of solidified where I had them or who's kind of jumped up? I got a list of 5 guys. Let's start. We'll go number 5 start. Stefan Joksimovic, 6'7" lefty guy, Slovenia, was phenomenal in FIBA U18. Kind of could be a top 5 guy. Obviously, a lot has to play out this year when he plays pro. But, and does he go college NIL? Who knows? I mean, who knows how much money's thrown at him? He's played himself into a top 5, top 6 guy for the 27 class, depending on what he wants to do. Here's a hometown for at least the Illini that you guys might know. Quentin Coleman, outstanding summer young man. He didn't move into a lottery position, but he moved into teeter on lottery into the early 20s. For FIBA U18, Team USA, he was great. Showed a lot of skill. So he goes to number 4. Number 3, I believe he was my number 3 a month ago. Jordan Smith Jr. Really good in the showcases. My concern and the scouts' concerns with him is he's just kind of undersized. He's not as short as Acuff. He's a little more stocky, a little more kind of, get on my shoulder because I'll take you for a ride. He's kind of more tanky, but he's not real big. Caleb Holt's still my number 2. He did nothing this summer to persuade that. Tyron Stokes, he had a really good summer. So he's number 1. He's been number 1 for a year now. He stays number 1. So that's it. We'll go Caleb Holt at 2. Holt has a chance to jump Stokes, except people don't kind of know what Holt is yet. He's more of, is he a wing? Is he an off guard? Is he a combo of that? And we're positionless basketball, so it really doesn't matter. But Stokes, you know what he is. He is a wing who can D you up, can handle the ball. He is what he is. So, and he did nothing to hurt his summer. So that's it. Like I said, we are a month away. Now I'll have to leave Cowley Estates North and head to Cowley Estates South, but we're almost there. But until then, I got next.